We have tally clerk. Have you heard that before? Tally clerk. What do they do?
They are responsible for checking the quantity of wares that is available.
Wares.
Yes. Let's say
Available for what?
for loading.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
So in shipping, tally clerks are people who they take records. Let's say a person has come in, they take records of whatever cargo is being offloaded onto the so they'll take records of all of it. If this to be loaded onto the vessel, they'll take.
Yeah. So they have a sheet. Okay, to record goods receiving onto the vessel and those coming from the vessel. So in some cases we have one for exports and one for imports, so that it doesn't mix them. Now, who is responsible for that activity? So that becomes the loading operator's responsibility. The operator's loading responsibility. When you go to vessels, the chief mate is the responsible person for all cargoes on board the vessel. So the one coming down and the one going. That is why even when BL is supposed to be issued, they have to sign to confirm that the cargo is on board. So the chief is responsible. So the same way that we have the cargo supervisor at the airport or the loading supervisor who are assigned by the Ghana Airports or Ghana Civil Aviation Authority. So this person is given instruction as to how to go by that load. So that is what happens there. The next one is giving us the summary. Okay. So now we have the airline operator, the flight details, that's the routing, the flight number and dates, aircraft type, variant and registration, distribution of holds, loads, void, near, fixed positions, bags per unit load device, weight allocation to each compartment does not exceed limits, and document edition number if applicable. These are the limitations that we have that the load and trim sheets and number of key entries on the road instruction report form that must be checked for accuracy. So we check the airline. If the airline is KLM, who is the operator for KLM? So the KLM's agent is an operator. Is that clear? Then we come to the flight details. KLM flights. Don't you get a very clear one that can come? Let me use EK. Yes, EK 642. Came for cargo. So the flight details. This is EK 642 Emirates, and the route Accra, what? Dubai. That becomes the route. And then the aircraft type. Is it combi aircraft, or is it passenger aircraft, or is it only cargo aircraft? Then the registration is added. Distribution of old loads. All these are the information that we have on the training sheet. So you just fill the information so that when you pass on to the next supervisor, the person would have the information captured in the system. Then the void, nil, fit positions. It is not always possible that the whole cabin will be full. You know. So that becomes the nil positions. So when spaces that are void, there is no cargo there. You indicate those places that there are no cargo there. So let's say the one we saw yesterday, we had four cabins. 1, 2, 3, and the fourth one. And so you indicate which areas were loaded. Maybe you loaded carry number 3, or hold 3, or hold 2, or hold 1. The other ones that are not loaded indicate on the sheet. Then we have the bags per ULD. How many bags were put on the ULD? And yesterday I showed you some of the ULDs. The dollies, the conveyor belts, the pallets, the platforms, then the weight allocation. These are the ones that we have it on that sheet. Okay. Then okay, the summary is what I wanted to look at. This is talking about the risks involved when these loading precautions are not adhered to. The dangers, so to speak. So these are the consequences. Loss of control in flights, runway excursion during takeoff and landing, then aircraft code damage during flight. I think there should be some others there. Okay, these are the equipment that we use. Now, with the loss of control, it is coming because of where the loading has been different to the original loading report form. You have a form to load. If you go contrary to the form, the instruction that you have, we are going to have loss of control in flight. And I told you that if it is not well fitted and has to move, it has any tendency to move, it's going to affect the flight smooth operation. And then the runway excursion. When we say excursion, it means when the flight is taking off. Sometimes instead of the flight going straight, you see it deviating. You see the flight diverting. It's because as it is taking off, some weight has tilted to a side, and so that has diverted the flight. I will see if I can show you some of the videos that causes that, and it's very dangerous. Some pilots are able to go over them, but not all of them are able to go over them. And it's not because of these things. But they never know that this is what's caused until it's investigated. So we always want people, advise people to go by the instructions that are given with the loading. Okay. Any question on that? As for this, we've seen it long many times. Some are for reefer, some are for ordinary type of cargo, some are for pets that we saw. So these are what we use. These are the air cargo containers. We have 10 feet, we have 15 feet, we even have 20 feet. We cannot use 40 feet for air transportation. So the longer container we have is 10 feet. I think 15, which is very rare. Yes. They are available. They are available. If you need them, your agents can arrange for them. But the challenge is that, you see, when we use them for shipping, they go, they don't come. Just as containers here go, we do more imports. Containers come, they don't go. So if you want to export, there's more containers here. And as it happened, freight charges went up because containers were locked up somewhere. You get it? So some of them, they do get scarce. But if you plan and you need those containers, you request for them ahead of time, and they are made available. So we have aircraft or air cargo containers. It's not only sea that has containers. Okay? But ours should be more fine and beautiful. Unlike the sea where it's so rugged. Even the trucks that pick the containers make them more rugged and beautiful. So that's it. That is it for that. But we are going to now look at packing. How we are going to pack these items in these containers. And how we are going to pack them in boxes and then even the holds. So we have certain terms that we're going to use. One is the pre-shipment testing. The other one is the tamper-proof packing measures. the stress in the air freight mode of transport. We have other terms, a lot of them. We have wobbly contents, thrust shock, projection, exposed freights, pallets without protected chocks, and then no, I think I've come back. You're listening. Okay, then we have waterproofing, we have dangerous goods packing, then blister wrap. These things are the terminology we're going to use in our packing lesson for today. And to start, you will look at, you see the pre-shipment testing. It means that the packaging material that we are going to use, depending on the distance the cargo is traveling, some of the boxes are lighter than others. Have you checked that? Some boxes are very light, some are very heavy. So even the material you are going to use for the package must be checked. That's why we have the pre-shipment testing. So they look for, in case the item is to move, or in case there's a stress on the plane, and that will affect the cargo, what will happen to the box? Where there's water coming from nowhere, what will happen to the box? So these things are all coming into contact with that pre-shipment testing.